18-month-old twins, Dallas and Tyson Shaw, were found dead in a shared bed in Payette, Idaho, in May 2025. Their mother, Andrea Shaw, didn't wait for an autopsy. Within days, she went on a podcast and said vaccines killed her children. I'm Dr. Harvey Jenkins, MD, PhD, former orthopedic spine surgeon, pain management physician, and biochemist. And let's analyze this. This case has now resurfaced in the news 14 months later because a grand jury has just indicted her on 2 counts of first-degree murder. Investigators allege suffocation. Sit with that. A woman is now facing life in prison, and the explanation being offered for 2 dead children isn't a medical finding. It's a political talking point, borrowed wholesale from a movement and deployed as an alibi. The vaccines did it. Doesn't need to be true to do its job. It just needs to be believed. Where did that alibi come from? Shaw took her story straight to Children's Health Defense, the anti-vaccine organization once run by now Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. That's not a neutral audience. CHD's entire model depends on stories exactly like this one. A grieving mother blaming vaccines isn't a liability to that organization. It's content. It confirms what their audience already wants to believe. And it keeps the outrage, the donations, and the lawsuits coming. Platforming her wasn't compassion, it was incentive. And it goes without saying that using a vaccine lie to dodge accountability for a horrific crime is sinister, because that same lie puts other children at risk. If their parents are gullible enough, or blinded enough by political righteousness, to believe it, that's about as despicable as human nature gets. This is exactly why this platform and others like it exist. Misinformation isn't a harmless opinion. It has victims. It handed a family, a movement, and an audience already conditioned to distrust vaccines, a false explanation to hold on to instead of the truth. Recognizing that, exposing it, and correcting it isn't a side project here. It's the mission. There's also a second bad explanation making the rounds: postpartum depression. Here's the actual science. Postpartum depression clinically onsets within weeks of delivery, 4 weeks by DSM criteria, and most cases resolve or evolve within the first year. These twins were 18 months old, well outside that window. A longer, more severe postpartum psychiatric illness could theoretically persist that long. But that isn't standard postpartum depression, and it isn't something anyone can diagnose from a headline. To be clear, Andrea Shaw has been indicted, not convicted. A jury will decide what actually happened here, not a podcast and not a comment section. But whatever the ultimate verdict is, the vaccine claim doesn't hold up on the evidence we have. It never needed to be true. It only needed an audience ready to believe it. If you want more of this, the science behind the noise, like this video, share it, and follow the channel. And visit unbedsidemanners.com today to put a spotlight on scientific and medical misinformation. Stay curious, stay informed.